All right, you guys. So I have been a born again virgin, a celibate mommy, MAMI, a celibate woman for 730 days, 1,000 17,520 hours. Hey everybody, swadika, swadika. It's Bloom and I'm back with another one. So today, I'm going to let you guys in deeply into my private life. Oh, we're going to have intimacy. Into me I see. But seriously, I am going to tell you guys something that I haven't really spoken to too many people about. So I'm really excited to talk to you guys about this, right? I have been celibate for 730 days, 17,520 hours, and 1,051,200 minutes, y'all. I have had no peen peen. I have had no peen peen. No peen peen. For 2 years. And I had to make sure no prying ears around, And it has been a journey. Now, I actually did this before for 2 years as well. So 2 years is usually the most that I am usually celibate for at a time. And it's always so funny because I'll be celibate and I'll stop after some time after that second year. This time, I want to keep this going until I truly find, yes, darlings, the man of my dreams. On a serious note, I really want to preserve my body until I am with the man that I can fully submit and surrender to. And I know some of you ladies kind of are afraid of that submission word, but it is something that I desire. I want to fully give myself to a man and my man. Well, I know I don't own him. You see, humans, we cannot own each other, but y'all know what I'm saying, okay? Y'all know what I'm saying. But I really want to preserve that until I'm with my person, I don't want to allow men to enter such a special place. And before, I kind of had the attitude of like, yeah, of course, like I'm gonna like hold myself to that standard. But when the pressure got on, your girl was folding, honey. So I had to start looking deep within myself to see if certain behaviors was more of a trauma response, or, was I seeking validation through sex and other forms of intimacy? Is that what I was doing and using to try to prove my worth because I didn't feel worthy of a man's attention unless I was flaunting my body? So, all of these things, putting all of these things into account, it really, after my last relationship, I really had to do some deep reflection and digging because I was tired of giving myself to people who are no longer here today. And I don't have any regrets or anything like that. Like, of course, if I could do it all over again, I would have waited to have sex. Like, I would have waited because when I went to college, I got buck wild. Do you hear me? I got buck wild because I went to a all girls Catholic high school, right? So, 4 years, no boys there, and so when I went to college, I left and went from the, small town Midwestern girl, and I went to college on the East Coast to a historically black college to literally just going crazy, and I still was actually a virgin when I went to college. So I was able to preserve that for a long time. But I was very rebellious. I was very curious and just all these different things. And so I felt at one point I was literally just doing everything that was opposite of what I was taught and what I was told. I grew up in the church, so of course it was a lot of like stressing, wait until marriage and all those things, wait until you're married to have didn't mean to take y'all to church, excuse me. But so I was in the church, and they stressed this. But once again, I was kind of in this wild, rebellious, not a lot of self-love at the time. So, I was doing things that seemed great at the time. But fast forward to, now. And in retrospect, just learning and understanding my behaviors and why I would do the things that I would do. And it was just very, very interesting to see and to behold myself in that way. And not from a place of judgment, not from a place of, of punishment or anything, but just as a true witness and just seeing myself, and was just kind of thinking like, hey, these behaviors, they're not serving me. They're not serving me, and I'm not out here trying to, if you want to be out there and if you want to be doing this, sis, hey, whatever floats your boat. If you're happy, you're happy. But for me, I was not happy because I knew that it wasn't like that. I knew that I kept doing certain things because of connection and validation and my low self-worth and self-esteem. So just kind of looking back, I got a little frozen. So after my boyfriend, like 2 or so years ago, I have not been with anybody else. And another reason for that was because I started really taking dating and marriage and all of these things much more seriously. So I wanted to have different results. I wanted to experience a fully healthy relationship that is just not a wasteland for insecurities. I wanted something different. I wanted marriage. That became important to me. I wanted to be with a man and have a husband and me be a wife. I started realizing that I want children, and so I know based upon the men in my past, I would not have been happy if I would have had children with them. It would not have been what made me feel amazing and my best, because none of those relationships really made me feel, I'd never felt amazing. And number one, I didn't feel amazing about myself. So regardless of who it was with, it wasn't going to happen. But that's a whole nother conversation. But still, me not really realizing that and noticing that these situations that I was in just wasn't cutting it for me. So I knew that, well, I learned, let me put it that way. I didn't know. Because if you know better, you do better, right? I realized and found out and learned that when you have relations, before you actually have a true foundation established with someone, for women, for me in particular, my hormones, that oxytocin hormones comes out and all these other, those feel good hormones. You feel so good. You've had all the la pasión, you've had the passion and all of these things. And it's just amazing. Yeah. I would get that so fast, and I would become really attached and just, doing a lot of things for men that wasn't the place to be doing those types of things. Getting in relationships where I never got like any of that romantic stuff, like I've had like little hints of it here and there, but I've never really been romanced. And so I just started noticing all of these things and was wondering, like, why was I still having sex with these people who I wasn't even like being treated in this super special way, So I knew that I had to change my behaviors, and in doing that meant for me to be celibate, of course, like I can go have sex, like that's not hard, like it's real easy for us girlies to get some, but do I want something temporary? No. Am I tired of what's the word? What's the phrase when you want something instant gratification? Yes. Did I want instant gratification? Yes, but I knew that for my long-term goals, this type of behavior just was not serving me. And so that's where I am today, just holding firm to my standards and knowing that I just don't want to have that experience until the time is right. I don't want to have that type of connection with someone who isn't as committed to it as I am. And doing it with someone who I've actually really gotten to know versus just gotten to know his body and know that he can make me feel good in all these places, but emotionally, he's not giving me what I need. So I had to change my behaviors. And at first, I felt that the energy of my celibacy was coming from like, I'm going to weaponize sex. If I don't give out to this dude, then he's going to do whatever I want him to do. Like, I've kind of felt myself shifting into that energy. And then I realized, like, no, this is for me. 100% for me. I'm not looking for anything out of anybody else from this. I am learning about myself and getting closer to me and what I want and my standards and understanding myself. This is for me to protect my heart, because I've got a lot of love to give and I've got a lot that I want to do, with my best friend that's not a woman, because I got my best friend that's a woman. I love you. But, like, I lost my train of thought. Damn. I felt like what I was about to say was about to be so deep. Blast. Oh, Melantas. But yeah, so I felt like I was weaponizing, my celibacy, to try to get something out of someone, and realize that this is all about me and my desires and me showing up for myself and me doing what serves me. And it has nothing to do with what anybody else wants, what anybody else thinks, all the above. This is about me and what is best for me, for my body, for my health, for my spiritual health, for my mental health. And is it easy? No. Okay? Celibacy is not for the weak. Let me tell you, it is not for the weak. Okay? Your girl, your girl be horny, okay? And sometimes your girl, because I haven't in so long, sometimes I get into these little moments where I feel really thirsty and desperate. Like, and I'm like, oh, hold on, sis, like, sis, wait a minute. Like, but then I like snap back into it. But like I said, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. And I also remember at one point I was taking maca like every day, especially at my other job, because it was one of the things that we can put in like the smoothies. So I was making my own smoothies every day and I was putting maca in them things. And so it has such good energy and all of this and that. But for me, it was making me even more like aroused, like by the slightest things. And I'd be like, like every time I'd be like, this dang old macaroon got me in here salivating at these men's. And I don't want that. So, yeah, sometimes it can be hard. But it's still worth it to me, because once I do get with that man, your girl's gonna go crazy, okay? I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy. Do you hear me? So that is a little bit about my celibacy journey, you guys. I have the for virgin, well, virgin again. And this is my story, and I'm so happy that you guys tuned in to hear about little old me. right now. And if you enjoyed today's video, I want you to drop something in the comments. Talk to me. Like, are you being celibate right now? If you want to share, like, is it a tough journey for you? What are your reasons? Or are you against being celibate or whatever? Talk to me. I want to hear from you guys. So I appreciate you guys and I love you guys. And I will see you at the next